Hello, Maverick Traders. Welcome out to your currency recap for June 10th. Corey here with you. As always, we're going to take a look at meaningful news. We're going to look at what's moving, where money's rotating. We'll do that in the FX markets and crypto markets. We'll look at equities. And then we're going to highlight our very best ideas with a focus, of course, on the currency markets.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional Forex and crypto traders. Maverick Currencies is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional Forex and currency trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
All right, so as we look at the markets, kind of a quiet day for the most part, but we did see a big bounce back in oil, and we'll look at that more closely. But Bank of Canada and ECB cut rates last week. Now all attention this week is going to be on that CPI data on Wednesday. Will inflation come down? Will the Fed blink? Will they follow other central banks in starting to ease? These are questions that the data will point us towards the outcome. Nvidia finished their 10-for-1 stock split, traded today post-split, and then Apple announced in their WWDC meeting, Apple Intelligence, Siri with ChatGPT, a lot of AI focus, and that's really continuing to be the focus of tech companies around the world. Now, as we look at currencies, Euro down, Aussie and Kiwi back up. I thought it was interesting that the CAD didn't even budge with oil up 3, almost 4% today. You'd think that CAD would have a better day, and it just didn't. I think the CAD needs to price in rate cuts and more rate cuts coming and so forth, and it's just not there. So CAD continues to be weak, seems like a better weak and bearish candidate going forward. So as we look at where things were moving, I mean, there wasn't a lot of movement anywhere except for the oil markets. Is that bounce back really sustainable? Perhaps not, but it should have at least helped the CAD for a period of time. And when something theoretically should be doing something and it's not, you have to look at that as a little bit of a market tell. CAD should have been up today and was not. It was just flat. As we look at crypto, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, all about 1% lower. Now, our market outlook continues to be bullish. Look, we're just in an upward trend. We're continuing to make new highs. Even the last couple of days, we just bounced sideways after a nice run. This is healthy price action. We're above the moving averages and continue to push higher. For the near term, we're trying not to overthink it. If the market reverses hard, we'll know it when we see it. But for now, the trend and the momentum persists to the upside. So focus this week on the CPI. You can see the annualized number at 3.4%, well above the Fed's target of 2%. Markets would like to see that CPI come in lower than anticipated. And if we can get the CPI falling, then the Fed, now they have their meeting on Wednesday as well, but they're going to have this CPI data out early. They're going to know what that number is. And the Fed is not going to cut rates, not going to do anything this week, but the question is, in their statement, will they give any guidance, any expectation that maybe rate cuts are coming sooner than anticipated and so forth? And we'll see. But for now, the Fed is on hold, and they need the data to push them. So should the Fed meeting have a lot of volatility? Not necessarily, but we're going to have to see what they say about the other central banks moving, and certainly that CPI data is important. On Thursday, we get PPI, and then we've got the Bank of Japan meeting out on Thursday evening. Now, as we look at different areas of interest, here's the way we look at velocity, what's moving and what's not. Now, CAD didn't really move today, so velocity-wise, it's just kind of more of a zero. But I would have to put it over here in a little bit more bearish category from the standpoint of sometimes a sideways day is not really sideways, right? It's more bearish or it's more bullish than that. And that's what I look at today as being for the CAD. So as we look at possible trades, I'm going to focus on a couple of different charts. What's my favorite upside and downside trade? First, on the downside, this is a downward trend, which is what CAD is in. We're below moving averages, we're making lower highs and lower lows. And then you look at the price action here, it's basically low basing. And even on a day like today, like we talked about, where it should have, would have, could have gone up, it just didn't have enough power to do so. CAD looks like a good short versus other currencies. And that's been the trend. That continues to be the trend. So I've liked CAD on the short side for a while now. No changing of my opinion, not yet. As we look at the upside, I think pound is where you want to continue to look for upside trades. The British pound is up near the highs. One could argue that it's been in a basing pattern as well, but I would anticipate a move up and through this resistance point. So you could even really put those two together. You could go long pound, short CAD as a currency play, and that's playing with some strength and some weakness within those charts. So as I look at trades, those are the areas of focus. Certainly in the equity markets, we'll continue more on the risk on side for now. And when things change, well, we'll change with them. So, although it doesn't have a ton of momentum over the last couple of days, and certainly not today, to me, CAD is over here in this category of I'd expect it to start to deteriorate further and faster to the downside over the coming days. So it's not really a momentum trade yet, but it may materialize into that sooner rather than later. I hope you enjoyed today's currency recap. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time.